Soul tracking is an idea I had a few years ago, in 2008 I think it was, when I was in Canada, and my partner Sophia was back in Berlin, and I started to measure the distance between us. And then I thought about a book I read, Soul Songlines by Bruce Chatwin, and in that there's an anecdote about a tribe of African porters being forced to go much faster than they would normally walk, and at one point they put down everything they were carrying and utterly refused to go on because they said that they had to wait for their souls to catch up with them. What soul tracking is a way of maybe taking that premise and really finding out where your soul might be if a soul could just walk. So given this feeling of dislocation, could you in a way set that against how you were feeling? So would this feeling of dislocation be kind of provable in another way? So would you be able to, for instance, one of the things that Sophia and I do is collect every text message that we send each other.
Sophia, 1218. 100. Funds low again, the fuckers. See you soon. We'll have lunch ready. S. Kiss.
Dan, 1220. Which fuckers in particular?
Sophia, 1221. Just thrashing it out with HCU now they claim to have paid in Jan. Where are you now?
Dan, 1225. Waiting in the passport queue.
Sophia, 1240. Shit, hope you back soon as I have to get more water for kids and then get kids. Have not hoovered.
Another thing that we started to do at the beginning of this year as part of this research was to 3 times a day log our moods. So track in a way the emotional landscape that we're going through.
Mood report. Happiness 4, tiredness 4, hopeful 2, stress 1, secure 1, anxiety 2, productive 1, loved 5. Hausbesuch from Nikita. They were surprisingly quiet for 8 kids. Dan got back. Amy commented on the fact that we obviously still like each other. Heartbreaking.
Soul tracking is the culmination of a number of technical elements that we put together in the research side of this project. In particular, we had a number of data sets from Dan and Soph to play with. We had their SMS text messages, but then we also had the mood reporting components as well.
Sophia, 1104, mood report. Happiness 5, tiredness 4, hopeful 3, stress 0, secure 0, anxiety 2, productive 3, loved 4. Slept deeply. Having to do rescheduling for Birmingham due to lack of funds. But seems Blighty is going to the dogs generally. It is a small problem.
And then in addition, we wanted to collect some self-reported mood. And for this, we built a specific Android application. This has been built by Peter Vasil for Dan. And this application prompts them 3 times a day to report individual aspects of mood through sliding scales, but then there's also a free text input to say a bit more about how each of them is separately feeling. So our colleagues in the English Studies School were involved with the analysis of the SMS text data, and they're using standard linguistic databases, or so-called corpora, to compare the language used in the text messages to average use of words. And this revealed some interesting things. For example, Dan's most prevalent word was actually kiss, 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 3 X's, whereas for Soph it was a bit more balanced and there were more active words like get and take came out as most revealing. So in addition to this text information, we also had the GPS tracks that Dan and Sophia have been recording for some time that show where they've been. And from this, we wanted to be able to calculate the so-called soul point for Dan in particular, with the idea that we would then be exploring the separation between him and his soul as he is travelling. So to calculate the soul tracks, we used some software called NetLogo, and this allows us to simulate this agent, this soul point that lags behind the soul at Dan's position, moving at walking pace.
Dan, 11:48. Mood report. Happiness 6, tiredness 1, hopeful 2, stress 0, secure 5, anxiety 0, productive 3, loved 7. Just had a nice geek session / meeting with Peter at home. Part of where this research might lead would be to a further examination of how we're feeling and where we are, and the senses of dislocation between us and also a notion of soul, or an avatar that just has to walk. Dan, 17:48. Want any booze?
Sophia, 17:50. Maybe I can have one later after yoga. Please buy more.
I think the conclusions for this project is we've demonstrated interesting differences in the use of language in the text messages between Dan and Sophia. We've demonstrated that we can put this mood reporting, the self-reporting, into Dan and Sophia's routine as data collectors, and that also shows some interesting differences between how Dan and Sophia are reacting to separation and being together. In future work, what we'd like to do is to bring all of those things together to show the animation with the reported and derived mood data.